Good morning, 10:58 your time. Weather first on an absolutely beautiful Thursday. Man, I'm going to tell you what, just was up at Staten Elementary School on the northwest side of the city, and just gorgeous out there right now. 70 degrees your current temperature. Winds are calm as we speak. 78 downtown, 81 Spring Valley, 77 Southern Highlands, and the same up at Nellis. Your weather first 24-hour day planning forecast. Lots of sunshine, a light wind, 78. The noon hour, 84 above 5. High pressure is in play right now, giving us nice weather. Any changes in sight? We'll have that for you coming up in just a bit. Now your news.
Our top story on Action News Live at midday. We are watching the situation on Wall Street very closely. Stocks started the day in positive territory, took a nosedive, and right now the Dow is hovering right around 60 points. It was as high as 8,700 that is, as low as 82. It's been a 500-point swing in one day alone. Up once again about 50 points.
And in our top story right now, more than 24 hours after the kidnapping of 6-year-old Cole Puffingburger, there's still no description of a vehicle or license plate number. Authorities are urging the public to come forward with any information.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Casey Smith.
And I'm Tiffani Sargent. Let's get right out to Action News reporter Kimberly Tere, who has the latest on missing 6-year-old Cole. Kim, any new leads?
Unfortunately, nothing new this morning. Police are just following up on the few tips they have gotten. Police were out here canvassing the neighborhood this morning, early this morning, looking for any clues that could lead them to Cole Puffingburger. In fact, his uncle just came out here. He's with a little boy. They're handing out flyers all throughout the neighborhood. He didn't want to talk to us, but he did want to let us know that he is, in fact, his uncle, and they're definitely trying to find this little boy. Now, the 6-year-old was last seen at his house near Lake Mead and Hollywood. Police say 3 Hispanic men entered the home at about 7:15 a.m. One had a semi-automatic rifle with him. The men, according to police, demanded money, and the boy's mother and her fiance told the men they didn't have any, and according to police, were then tied up. The suspects then took off with the boy. Neighbors say Cole is a very cute kid and seemed very friendly. His mother is very protective.
They were real quiet. He played in the little gate area in front of his house. He never played with the kids around. His mom didn't like him to play outside, they said.
Please take a good look at Cole now. He is 6 years old, 47 inches tall, and weighs about 48 pounds. He has blonde hair and blue eyes and was last seen wearing his prescription glasses, a black t-shirt and sweat jacket with blue and white stars and skull images on it. He also had dark blue jeans on with black Vans tennis shoes. Now take a look at the suspect descriptions. Here's what we know. The first is a Hispanic male, 5 feet 7 inches tall, 150 pounds, in his early 30s. And the second is described as a 5 foot 9 inches tall, a Hispanic male with a thin build, wearing a tan, brown, and red vertical striped shirt. Now, if you know anything about the whereabouts of this little boy, you are asked to call police. Their number is 828-LOST. That is 828-LOST. Kimberly Tere, Channel 13, Action News.
Well, Kim, it's been reported that Cole's parents were divorced several years ago. Any word if the boy's father could possibly be involved in this kidnapping?
All I can tell you is police say that the parents divorced in 2005, and right now there is no relationship, if any, between the suspects and the family. They don't know right now. We hope to find out more as the day goes on, and of course we will continue to bring you the very latest and later editions of Action News.
All right, Kim Tere with the latest on this Amber Alert and the latest on the investigation. We'll have more coming up at First at 4.
And now the latest on the economic crisis. There is one consistent thing about the U.S. stock markets right now. They're consistently volatile. It's another turbulent day on Wall Street. As we told you, stocks snuck into positive territory for a few minutes, then dropped like a rock. The Dow saw its second biggest drop in history yesterday, and today, Senator Christopher Dodd, the chairman of the Senate Banking Committee, is holding the first of many hearings on the economic situation.
Sadly, in my view, this crisis was entirely preventable. It is clear to me that greed and avarice overcame sound judgment in the marketplace, causing some very smart people to act in very stupid ways.
Several major corporations announced earnings today and didn't help much. Harley-Davidson and Winnebago were among them, and the numbers aren't good. Economists took this as a sign consumers are just not spending money on big-ticket items right now. But there's a ray of hope for the nation's unemployment crisis. New claims for jobless benefits dropped 16,000 last week. That's well below analyst predictions. But despite the decline, the total number of unemployed remains at levels economists associate with a recession and is still high by historical standards.
But there's more good news. Oil prices are now below $70 a barrel. This after the government reported larger than expected jumps in U.S. crude and gasoline inventories. Now, oil prices have now dropped by more than 50% since they peaked at $142 a barrel back in July. Meantime, the national average took a big dip overnight. We're talking about gasoline by the gallon. It's now $3.08 nationwide. And right here in the Valley, we dropped another 3 cents to $3.24 a gallon. And that drop in gas prices has also helped to offset the rising prices of food and health care and other expenses in September. And for the first time in several months, consumer prices were flat in September, which means they didn't lose any ground, but they didn't gain any either. And more good news, Social Security benefits are going up well, we should say 50 million Americans are getting to see that benefit. Starting next year, benefits will rise by 5.8%, which means an additional $63 a month for the average retiree.
Red, White, and Blue 2008. The FBI is investigating Acorn. The organization is trying to decide if the community activist group knowingly committed voter registration fraud around the country. The FBI is looking at results of recent raids on Acorn offices, including the one here in Las Vegas, for any evidence of a coordinated national scam. Well, the economy and a plumber named Joe took center stage during last night's debate between Barack Obama and John McCain. It was the last time the two candidates will publicly debate before the election.
Name is Joe.
When the presidential candidates mentioned Joe's name 23 times, they weren't talking about Joe Sixpack or the senator from Delaware.
Talking about Joe Plumber.
Blow on Barack Obama.
Many analysts agree this was McCain's best debate, but did it come too late?
The public service announcement on John McCain is never count him out until it's over.
Joe, by the way, had about 21 news organizations in his driveway this morning. We asked our viewers to weigh in on the debate last night. Here are the results of our web poll. The majority of you, 53%, think Barack Obama won the debate. John McCain is 10 points behind with 43%. 4% still undecided. You still have time to cast your vote. Just go to KTNV.com.
Meantime, Vice Presidential nominee Joe Biden will be in town here in the Valley tomorrow. He's holding a Change We Need rally in Henderson. It's taking place at Morrell Park on Harris Street. Gates open at 4:30 in the afternoon. Tickets are not required, but of course space is available on a first-come, first-served basis. If you don't want to wait until the election to vote, you can cast your ballot early. In fact, early voting starts on Saturday, and poll sites are open until the Friday before Election Day. Now, to find a site nearest you, call 455-VOTE. That's 455-8683.
Well, still ahead here on Channel 13 Action News Live at midday. They were trying to save the life of a 13-month-old, but 4 people, including the patient, died when their medical chopper went down. Where and how it happened, next.
Plus, a 5th grader suffers a heart attack after getting hit in the chest with a football. These stories and much more when Action News Live at midday comes right back.
The latest now on the western wildfires. Thousands of residents in Southern California are going home for the first time since 3 major wildfires forced evacuations. Now combined, those wildfires scorched more than 34 square miles. Despite a decline in the Santa Ana winds, though, forecasters are extending warnings of risky conditions because of low humidity. 4 people, including a 13-month-old girl, died in a helicopter crash in Aurora, Illinois overnight. The 3 Air Angels crew members and the 13-month-old patient were flying to Children's Hospital in Chicago. Authorities say the chopper may have clipped a wire before it crashed and burned.
We had direct interaction with Air Angels itself. So some of our personnel actually know these people, it does hit very close to home for us. So that is a challenge in itself. Our crews were impacted that were out there that witnessed these scenes.
This crash is the 9th fatal crash in the past 12 months nationwide involving a medical transport helicopter.
Now to a tragic story out of Oregon where a 5th grader suffers a heart attack and dies after getting hit in the chest with a football. Medical examiners in Lake Oswego say that the football that killed the 11-year-old was kicked from very close range. It hit him in his upper chest and the impact triggered a heart attack. Meantime, kids at his school are shocked by their friend's tragic and unexpected death.
Sometimes with the little ones, we'll say just basically go into the student's past. We've lost a member of our community's school.
The medical examiner has ruled the death an accident.
Oh, man.
Tough.
Tough one.
That is just unheard of.
Yeah,
just
it is.
Horrible. Well, a popular car maker is recalling of cars. Still to come on Action News Live at midday. We'll let you know if you're driving one of the models affected.
Plus, a local driver got the shock of a lifetime when a 25-pound bomb, that's what we said, a bomb, dropped out of the sky, ended up on his truck. When and where this happened is coming up next, too.
You think that'll leave a mark? Wow, how
big old
about that? That's for sure. Hey, we have a little bit of cloud cover out there. Does this mean anything or just clouds? We'll come back and talk about that in just a bit. Okay, beautiful looking day out there. Thursday is here and it's a little warmer and it's just absolutely gorgeous out there right now. All right, here's a look at your right now temperature, 74 degrees, dew points at 22. Winds right at the east-northeast at 3. Temperatures now just updating. 69 Boulder City, that's the last straggler in terms of your 60-degree marks around the valley. 78 downtown, 77 the lakes. Wow, look at this. Whoa. 77 the Lake, 77 Southern Highlands, 77 Nellis, and 77 North Las Vegas. I love things when they come in bunches. It's always neat that way, isn't it? And 81 degrees Spring Valley. Here's a look at your weather first 24-hour day planning forecast. Lots of sunshine. 78 the noon hour, 84 degrees by 5 o'clock. Light winds throughout the rest of the morning and afternoon. You see they're all in the single digits around the valley right now. If you're sniffling, and my friend and compatriot Tiffani Sargent's having a rough time right now. She's all stuffed up there. Today, tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday, all in the low to moderate categories will be the allergy forecast. So not terribly bad. All right, today nice, tomorrow warmer on the weather headlines, and Saturday even warmer. A weather story shows high pressure sitting atop us. We are getting some cloud cover that is sneaking off the coast of California. This provided by a little upper level disturbance sitting off the southern and western portions of the Golden State. And, you know, this weekend that is going to kind of move at us and may provide some higher level clouds, but that's about it. I don't think anything more than that. So today, let them feel the love in Laughlin, 91. 84 Boulder City, 86 in Pahrump, and 86 degrees up in Mesquite. Your forecast for the next 7 days looks good. Right through the weekend hours, here's where that little upper level disturbance comes through, the bottom end of a trough. It doesn't look like it's going to give us anything more than a few clouds. Then we'll see a weak cold front move through on Tuesday and cooler temperatures after that. Now, we had this question on this morning. Time out for trivia. Last night's presidential debate was held at Hofstra University. Where is Hofstra? Well, I did this on the morning news. It was kind of cool. This is all through Google Earth, which we use here at Channel 13 Action News. Look at what you could do here. Now, that's... You see Long Island where the star is shining, and that's Hofstra in Hempstead, New York. You see that? And you see the football field there? That's a little closer, and you can get this right on your own, you know, internet. And look at that, all the way down to the field where they're playing lacrosse. Cool stuff, Nito Mosquito. Back with another check of weather just in a little bit.
Thanks a lot, Mike. We have an important consumer alert to tell you about today. This one involving a recall of Nissan vehicles. It affects certain models of the ALTIMA, INFINITI, MURANO, and the ROBB. Now, Nissan says it needs to fix a sensor system connected to the deployment of the passenger side airbag. The recall will begin next month. Now, we all know that the economy is bad, but a local driver probably thought the sky was literally falling after his car was hit by a huge metal object. Look at this. Nellis Air Force Base officials say it was a 25-pound practice bomb that fell off a jet and landed near Beasley and Las Vegas Boulevard. And get this, the dummy bomb struck the ground first, then bounced the length of 3 football fields before finally landing on the hood of his truck.
If there's anything at all that I can do, either operationally, technically, or procedurally, to all but eliminate the risk of this happening again, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it right away.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
Okay, well, amazingly, no one was hurt. Investigators say they don't blame the pilot of the plane, but say it was probably a mechanical mistake.
We do this tongue-in-cheek because no one was hurt.
Right.
Whoa. Okay, even though the temperatures outside are a little bit more tepid, there's still a big need for coats for kids in need. Action News is collecting coats for kids. Next week, Thursday, October 23rd, we'll be out at the Tropical Smoothie, South Jones and 215 all day. You can donate new or gently used sweaters and coats. Coats for Kids is what we call it. You can drop off donations at any Albertson store around the valley right now. We're doing it right now. The 23rd is the big one. For more information, log on to KTNV.com, click on the Community tab. A new study found contaminants inside bottled water. Coming up tonight on Action News First at 4, a closer look at the findings of that study and what it all means to you and your family.
Well, it is official. One of the 2 teams that will play in this year's World Series has been decided.
Ah, yes. Sorry, Dodgers fans. But move over, Tina Fey. We got a pumpkin that's a carbon copy of Vice Presidential nominee Sarah Palin.
Don't you know?
There she is. Pretty good likeness, don't you think? Back in a minute. Action News
pumpkin.
Midday.
Channel 13 Action Weather is brought to you by Consumer Credit Counseling Service. Creditors pressuring for payments? Need relief? Call Consumer Credit Counseling Service at 364-0344.
If you put money on the Phillies going to the World Series, dig out that ticket, like I've got to tell you. The Phils beat the Dodgers last night to clinch the best-of-7 National League championship. They got a huge welcome home in Philadelphia this morning. There it is. It's the Phillies' first pennant since 1993. And that means, of course, the Dodgers are out. Sorry, guys. It also means the Phillies have to wait and see who they'll play, either the Boston Red Sox or the Tampa Bay Rays in the series. An 8-day layoff killed the Rockies last year, so the Phillies better stay sharp. Game 1 of the World Series is next Wednesday night, and politics could even mess with the World Series. If the World Series gets to Game 6, that 6th game will start 15 minutes late. Why? Well, Barack Obama bought a half-hour airtime on several networks, including Fox. Fox has the World Series, so the home team's first pitch will be after the Democrats' latest pitch.
Hot dogs, peanuts.
And
that means
politics.
you're going to have to stock up on the concessions.
That's right.
Okay. A Sarah Palin fan found a way to immortalize her face in a round yet seedy fashion. Take a look.
As it were.
CNN investigative reporter Matt Fett showed off his incredible pumpkin carving skills when he put Palin's face on a pumpkin. Fett says it's his Halloween tradition to carve famous people's faces and says that this year he felt Palin's face would be relevant.
Oh, absolutely. Looks great.
Palin on a pumpkin. It's kind of fun to say.
It is kind of.
Sorry.
After a quick break, we'll tell you why Batman could find himself behind bars.
Oh, holy jail space, Batman. We'll be right back.
The Channel 13 Action News Hawk, sponsored by Tuscany Suites and Casino.
Meet me at the Tuscany. Ciao bello.
Beautiful day, 74 degrees your current temperature, and as the day moves along, I think it's going to be just lovely. Your weather first 24-hour day planning forecast looking for 78 with lovely sunny skies at the noon hour and then 84 for your high. Have a great day. I'll see you back here at 4:30.
Holy fashion police Batman, the Cape Crusader, or at least his look-alike, was arrested by Tampa police, and many are crying foul.
That's because 21-year-old Walsh Nichols was arrested for wearing his Batman costume in public. Believe it or not, Florida state law prohibits people from wearing a mask or a hood in public. What will the kids do at Halloween?
Baggy pants are okay, though.
What? No way.